Hello, welcome back to Otter Pop Culture. Today we're going over Carly Rae Jepsen's new album called Dedicated Side B. So obviously that's exactly what it is. It's the Side B version of Dedicated. Now she did this before with Emotion, but she only did like maybe 5-6 songs. With this one she did a full-on album of B-sides, and so it's insane. So this was a good help with Patrick Berger and, I hope I pronounced this right, Pontus Winnenberg. So, Winnipeg. So they are the producers that kind of helped out with the majority of this album. Not all of them, but some of them. So they give you this whole side is a complete different vibe. It's like, I felt like Dedicated had a mix between Longing for Love and then The End of Love, but not really much of a lot of like being in love parts. And this one actually does that. I feel like this one actually gives you that like inside the love while pieces of wanting to get to know more. It's more inside the love, but wanting to get more out of the love inside of it. As in, like, for example, there's ones that's called, which one is it? Window. So Window is a great example of her wanting her partner to open up more, be more vulnerable to her, so they can learn more and be more together. And I know that Love Isn't Crazy is a great example of that too. She says, that's why we gotta hold on. I can believe that this love isn't crazy. I think what she's saying, I think it's a nice answer to now that you long for the love and now that you see the end of the love, let's talk about the middle parts and the hard parts and everything with the mixture between how much in love you are in that moment. And I feel like that's what Felt This Way and Stay Away did, which is, by the way, that was a genius idea. Whoever thought, it was her, but the idea to go from Felt This Way with this with a nice beat, very constant beat, but I really like it. It's very simple, and I love that she says, my home is your body. How can I stay away? If it was only a distraction, how come I can't stay away? And I think that's kind of the thing. She's like, I think she's in the love, I think she's in love in a way, but she's just like, there's pieces of where it's near the end, but maybe it's like they had it end, but she still keeps coming back. They still keep on getting back together, I guess. And it's kind of Felt This Way kind of sounds like a hopelessness, like, why can't I stay away? Like, what's going on? Like, I really believe that your body is my home, and all like that, but I also feel like that I should stay away from you, but I can't seem to do so. And it shows a very, like, conflicted feel inside Felt This Way. And then you move on to Stay Away, which is pretty much the same exact song, but she took the pre-chorus and made it the chorus and added a couple more, like, verses, or added her own, like, different verses to it, with the same time adding same lyrics in a way into the same thing, but it's more of an upbeat sound of it, just like, why can I stay away? I just love it. Like, it's like she loves this kind of like how much magnetic this guy is to her. So those two are my instant favorite songs. And then I love the mellow production of Heartbeat. I think it's really nice, very angelic vocals that comes in and out of it with a kind of thing. But this one's pretty much talking about how she's hiding a lot of pieces of herself that she doesn't want to expose because she doesn't know if this is too early to expose these type of parts of her, which I'm assuming is her flaws. And she says, I'm hiding things I don't want to show now because I don't know if you're ready for that. And I think that's exactly what she's saying. And I feel like it's pretty much direct of what she's saying. I really love that. I feel like you're still involved in a relationship. I feel like this is what they say is you're still in a relationship, and that's more of a happy. What she says, this is what they say love feels like. Is supposed to feel like. Another one, I love Summer Love. I think that's a really nice bass line guitar. Whew, lovely. It's actually pretty, like, tame and Paula in a way. Like, it has that kind of, like, sound in a way, but then you definitely get the, you definitely move away from tame Paula because you get that, like, disco, violins that come in like, the middle of it. It's really, really nice. Fake Mona Lisa is pretty much about how great their sex is. Let's sort the whole thing out. I love the production. It's pretty much another thing where they're in love, they're inside the love, but they want to work things out. They have this thing where I love you, that he says, like, I love you, but we're gonna work this out kind of thing. Comeback is, but once you get after that, the best part of it is after that, is when you get to come back solo, and now I don't hate California after all. It makes me feel like she started off with concerns about, like, all these things are going on in the middle of the relationship and how she's working through it and everything, and they're working through it together because they really love each other. There's a lot of highs pieces of it because she really, really loves this person, but it somehow just switches at the last minute, like, oh, maybe not. Let's work the whole thing out. Maybe a last desperation to work things out and saying, like, I love you, you can do this kind of thing, but clearly they didn't, because it goes into a comeback where she pretty much says, I was thinking about making a comeback back to me. She pretty much wants to focus on herself. She wants to bring more of the attention to herself and kind of focus on herself to better herself. But at the same time, she doesn't regret any part of the relationship. She loves every bit of it. She loved it. She thought it was amazing. But with all the stuff that came around it, I think that she realized that she's not done with herself yet. So, with that said, she breaks up with breaks up with them to work on herself. And I think it's a beautiful way, and I love the beautiful way of she's saying that. She's like, it really points you out. It's like, this is not about you, it's more about me figuring out what's going on. And I think that's very beautiful. And you don't really come across that really much. Bleachers gives her help with this song. Solo goes further into it. And I think this, like, the aftermath of the breakup, where she still kind of when she starts to have regrets, like, should I get back, blah, blah. But she says this, so she's like, so what, you're not in love. But don't waste your night getting so low. You're bright, you shine bright by yourself, dancing solo. And I think that's a kind of, by the way, I love the solo and solo kind of bounce back and forth thing. I think it's beautiful. I think it's a really beautiful song. It reminds you that it's just like, just because that you shouldn't have to look for, just because you're not in love doesn't mean you're not a whole. Doesn't mean you can't do anything on your own. Doesn't mean that you're just empty. Because a lot of people feel like that. Like, feel like that other people complete them. And I don't think that no one really completes you more than adds benefits to more of who you are. And somebody you can ride with being who you are, and them being who they are, and being your authentic self on both sides. That way you guys can be together, but not because you're colliding together as one, but you're being together, you're individual people that want to be individual together with somebody else, you know? I think it's really nice. And I think that's pretty much what she's saying, is to work on yourself. Just like, I know you're solo, but this is not the end. This is, you can shine just as bright by yourself and be just as amazing by yourself, just as much as you can do that with another person, you know? There's no change, anything. That's really, really nice. And then finally, now I don't hate California after all. I really, really didn't really care for the beginning of it, because I was like, what is this? And I felt like it was as I kept going, the more I started liking it. The production, everything, very simple. It kind of sounds like an underwater type of sound, and there's waves at the end. There's like a nice, lazy beach guitar is the only way I can kind of describe it. And one of the things I love, she says, she's like, love on the beach, and the tides are high. You can just imagine the whole idea of being on a beach with a song. But it's pretty much a really beautiful song, and it reminds me of the last song in the first dedicated side A, which was For Sure, where she didn't waste, she took her time with that production. It started with nothing, and then it went to, the claps, and then it's like slowly brought in the beat too, but it was just like, but even the beat wasn't like complete. It was just like, she would take it away when it starts climbing, and then she'll bring it back to where it was, to plateaus. And I think it's so beautiful. I think it's exactly what this one does, except there's no climb. It's just easy throughout the whole time. I really, really love it. I think it's a genius production. Anyway, I really do like this one. Do I say it's better than than side A? I don't know. I don't think it is. I want to say that it's more of a different story, like a part 2, more than it is like, oh, you gotta compare the two. I think it's part 2. It's not, well, I will say the first side is a little more, mainstream, while this one kind of plays with little different sounds. Not like intensely to where it's like it needs to be its own thing, but at the same time, I feel like it's telling you another side of the story of what's going on. I think it's really beautiful. I pretty much give this a 8 out of 10. Leave a comment below, tell me what you thought, if you liked it, if you didn't like it. Do you like the A side better than B side? Let me know. Or you think it's like me, where I feel like it's like a second story more than like it's a part 2 of a full-on story. Let me know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification button, all that jazz, and I'll see you all in the next video.